Hey guys, it's Mike here, and in this video I'm going to be discussing a subject that has been heavily contested and debated ever since the Cell Saga of Dragon Ball Z among fans. This has to come down to the training that Goku and Gohan endured inside of the time chamber known as the Room of Spirit and Time, or the Hyperbolic Time Chamber in the English dub. And the question being, why didn't Goku and Gohan re-enter the time chamber after their first day in, and if they did, what exactly would have happened? Well, I'm going to be getting in depth into that in this video, but before I begin, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and enabling all notifications. That way you could stay up to date with all my future videos just like this. Additionally, if you like this video, leave a like down below, share your own thoughts, share the video out. All those help the channel so that we can go even further beyond, as well as watching within the first hour if you can, and staying the entire duration until the very end. But with that being said, let's get into the video. So in the Cell Saga of Dragon Ball Z, after emerging from within the time chamber, Goku went to check out Cell and see just how powerful he had become. At this point, they say, what do you think about Cell's power? And Goku says, I can't believe he got so strong, or in this case, stronger. Judging from his ki, there's no telling how strong he'll be once the day comes. I won't know until I fight him, but as of right now, I don't think I stand a chance. Everyone at this point is shocked, and they think that, Goku should probably train some more in order to be able to stand a chance here, with Piccolo making that suggestion. However, Goku then says right here, nah, Gohan and I will train here. There's still 9 days left. It'll work out. So basically, Goku is saying that he and Gohan, they'll just train on the outside under normal gravity without taking advantage of the room one more time, or really for an even more extended time, because the two of them didn't even stay the full year the first time. And so at this point, everyone is surprised. They're saying, why? You could still do it. You used to have at least one more day. Why aren't you doing it? And Goku responds, it's rough in there. Even if I don't do anything, it's best if we rest for now. And Vegeta starts to mock him, so the great Kakarot can't take it. Is the pain too much for you to handle? And Goku says, maybe. But all that pointless stressing of your body is torture, not training. However, you guys can still use the room if you want. You guys could have some room for improvement. At this point, Vegeta is mad because he's saying, what, are you implying you're stronger than me? And Goku's like, yeah, I am. At this point, they end up flying away, and we do see actually how powerful Goku and Gohan became. When Goku powers up to just half his power, 50%, against Korin, just so that he could show him so he can gauge the two of them comparative to Cell, and Vegeta has clearly been surpassed along with everyone on top the lookout. So Goku and Gohan did get a very large boost inside the time chamber, and we even saw, like I said before, the two of them emerged from within the time chamber even after Vegeta said that he thinks that he'll be able to stay in there longer, or that they realistically will, to maximize their time, and they are already more powerful than everyone. So with that in mind, why exactly would Goku and Gohan not benefit from going into the chamber again, as Goku hints at, or pretty much blatantly says, right here? Well, I did briefly explain in a video you guys can see in the top right corner that I did with Jack's Blade about what is the best training method in Dragon Ball Z, but essentially Goku here is doing something, explaining something that Vegeta not yet has figured out, which is that being inside of a room like the time chamber is being constantly stressed. It is torture on your body, even when you're not doing anything at all. As he says right here, it's rough in there even if you don't do anything. It's best if we rest for now. This is something that Vegeta fundamentally does not understand, because he's always pushing himself to his maximum. He's always overcoming his limits. He never gives himself time to rest. And even before Goku and Gohan emerged from the chamber, Vegeta said that he was actually planning to take the remaining 8 days or 8 straight years in the time chamber to get as powerful as he can, up until the point to where Piccolo explains to him that he can only stay there for 48 hours on the outside, or up to 2 years on the inside. And so Vegeta never really seems to understand this aspect, that not only when it comes time to training do you need to stop constantly torturing your body, but you also need to rest. And this is something that Goku knows better, because well before Vegeta started to train under intense gravity, Goku was already doing it on his way to Namek, pushing himself to near death again and again and again, and getting these Zenkai boosts in the process that pushed his power from being somewhere over 9,000 to being over power 90,000 as base, and then able to use the Kaioken on top of that. So Goku knows firsthand just how intense and strenuous the training under gravity is, which is something that he knows because he was doing it even before Vegeta was. And then he had just gone into the time chamber with Gohan right before this and experienced that constant stress and pressure much longer than he did on his way to Namek, which is the 10 times gravity plus the fluctuating temperatures, the lower air pressure and air quality and oxygen levels. So Goku was living in basically the most torturous environment on the planet for a year with his son, or not even a year, they didn't even stay the full time, during which Goku was able to master the Super Saiyan form alongside Gohan and become even more powerful than Vegeta. But again, Goku is a greater fighting genius than Vegeta. He's able to figure out some of these concepts and ideas better than Vegeta. He's usually the one who figures out how to transform into a new state before Vegeta. He's the one who figured out how to master the forms and also figured out the weaknesses of grade 2 and grade 3, while Trunks and Vegeta basically had to do that on their own when they were fighting against Cell, whereas Goku figured it out well in advance. So Goku realized that it would be kind of pointless for him and Gohan to actually go inside that chamber. And there's another huge reason as to why this is the case, which lends back into the entire purpose of why Gohan was going in with Goku in the first place, where Goku explains right here, I want to overcome the limitations of a Super Saiyan and become stronger than anyone else. What I really want is for you to become stronger than me. And so Gohan doesn't realize that Goku is going in with two different plans in mind. Number one, he's going to push himself to be as strong as he could possibly become, which he definitely does. And he's also going to do the exact same thing for his son. Goku knows going in because everything he's experienced throughout the course of Gohan's life, seeing his hidden potential inside of him, needing to be unlocked and trained and brought out to the surface, which Chi-Chi didn't allow him to do, which is probably a big reason why that even existed to begin with. And thus, as a result, he was going to go in with that plan to not only reach his limits, but also push Gohan past his by giving him full access to his hidden potential. And a lot of people believe that Goku actually held back during everything and that he was limited in terms of what he could achieve because Gohan was there. And if he went back into the time chamber on his own, or with Vegeta or Trunks or somebody like that, he would have been way more powerful because he wouldn't have to hold back in that way. Not only is that not true because he was stronger than Vegeta and Trunks at this point in his base and his highest level of Super Saiyan, but additionally, not just that, but Gohan actually helped to make Goku way more powerful than if he had gone in with Vegeta or Trunks or just on his own, because of how powerful Gohan was when he was sparring with him, which brought out his potential more, made him eventually surpass Goku, and Goku had to do everything he could to keep up with him, especially in the anime version. I talked more in depth about that in another video you could see in the top right corner. Goku did everything he could when he fought against Cell. He hit him with his most powerful technique at the time, the Warp Kamehameha. He knew that other techniques would not be able to work against Cell, like the Spirit Bomb, because why would Cell let him do that? Also, he couldn't use the Kaioken on top of the Super Saiyan, except for in the filler in Dragon Ball Z after this arc. So the fact of the matter is that he did everything he could against Cell, but ultimately, he knew he wouldn't be able to win. He knew that Cell was simply too strong, way too strong by comparison, because we only see Cell go full power after Gohan turns into his Super Saiyan 2. And he also wanted to show Gohan how to reach his ability to fight against Cell, not only in terms of showing him how Cell fought, but also giving him the impetus to eventually transform into a Super Saiyan 2 after he had already been stronger than Goku, as we could see right here when he powers up to fight against Cell, but eventually through the rage and everything that he endures, the desperation on the battlefield, to become a Super Saiyan 2, which is the only way Gohan could have really done this. Goku realized that there was no point in continuing to train with him in the time chamber because the only one who could have defeated Cell within the time that was allowed to them was Gohan, and the only way that he could do that wasn't by training in the time chamber to bring out his Super Saiyan 2, but rather by reaching into his full potential through everything that occurred on the battlefield, and thus in turn becoming one, as we see here, eventually able to win. Now, Goku did, of course, overestimate a little bit in some regards in terms of how Gohan would respond, because the fact that, as Piccolo points out later on, Gohan isn't like Goku in terms of his motivations and his preference for fighting, and instead he was probably thinking about, why won't my dad save me from this pain and death that I'm currently occurring? But nonetheless, Goku was proven right in the end, as Gohan did reach in that power and was able to defeat him. And even if Goku had gone back in the chamber, he wouldn't have been able to become a Super Saiyan 2, and he wouldn't have been able to surpass this version of Gohan, regardless of what the most ardent, hardcore Goku fanboy thinks. It simply wasn't an option, and Goku knew the only one who could win was Gohan. And ultimately, the way they wouldn't be able to do that would be by entering back into the chamber, where they would just be torturing themselves for, at this point, what would not really have yielded as much gains as it theoretically would have before, and at the same time, Gohan's biggest gains ultimately would come from his hidden potential. Okay guys, so that is why Goku and Gohan did not re-enter the time chamber after the first day. They knew it was no longer necessary, or at least Goku did, and that Gohan would ultimately be able to win through his hidden potential, which would be brought out on the battlefield, not during the fight against Cell. And that Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, everyone else going in wouldn't have ultimately contributed to a victory in the first place. But with that being said, guys, let me know your own thoughts down below in the comments. If you're new here, subscribe and enable notifications so you can stay up to date with even more videos like this. And, of course, make sure to stick around, because there's a lot more to come in the future.
Yeah, and you better subscribe.